Hey, it's your boy Easy, and on today's episode of Easy Opens, we're going to be taking a look at the Hasbro Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Power Rangers Lightning Collection Morphed Shredder figure. The Shredder first appeared in Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mirage Comics Volume 1, Issue 1 from May 1984. The Mighty Morphin Power Rangers first appeared as Kyo-Ryu Sentai Zyuranger in Japan on February 21st, 1992, and the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers first made their way to America as the Power Rangers on August 28th, 1993. The Dragon Shield and all its Green Ranger powers first appeared in the Zyuranger episode The Sixth Hero that aired on June 19th, 1992. And then here in America on Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, it made its first appearance in the Green with Evil episodes from October 5th, 1993. So real quick, the box is made up like the rest of the Lightning Collection figure boxes are. So if you're into those boxes, this will go well with that. But, you know, we're not meant on card collectors here, so we're going to get this figure free from its plastic prison and see what we think about Morphed Shredder. Oh my goodness, y'all. This figure looks fantastic. Like, I know I say that a lot about a lot of figures. Like, that's pretty much my go-to. But this is stunning. Like, I am very taken with the look of this figure. It's literally an amalgamation of two of my favorite character designs in all of fiction. It just looks so fun and so scary at the same time. Like, I'm mystified and terrified. I can kind of see why some people might join the Foot Clan. Like, if they saw how awesome Shredder looked, you'd be like, oh, snap. Okay, I can go steal some TVs. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just a TV, you know what I mean? And will I get to wear like a cool cape and get some cool armor like that eventually? Maybe. I don't know. I can work my way up. Visual presentations go an awfully long way, apparently, at least with me. So here we are. But now, he also just doesn't look fantastic. He feels fantastic. He definitely has the Hasbro feel, but again, I'm a big fan of that. And if you're used to their other lines, then you're going to know exactly what you're getting here. However, he is slightly taller, I believe. He feels a little elongated, not in a disproportionate kind of way, but just a little bit taller. The sculpt is excellent. Obviously, with the Shredder and Tommy, you gotta get the head right, and they did. The helmet just looks like so cool with the black and the red eyes, and then the red eyes on the helmet. It's just excellent, and the dings on the helmet and on the mouth guard, just so cool. And then the next thing they have to get right is the Dragon Shield, and I think they nailed it. It looks great. I feel like it could use a little bit of black wash like in the recesses of it to kind of give it some contrast to make it like pop a little bit more. But what's here is still pretty fantastic. And then all the detail that's in it, it just looks so good. And on all of the Shredder's armor, the sculpt has like this tempered look to it. I guess that's the right way to say it, where it looks like the armor has been hammered and like forged and whatnot. And that's present like on pretty much every bit of armor on the figure. And then Shredder's claws and just his armor in general just look fantastic. And the paint just works so well together. The colors just work so well together. And then, you know, it's a different shade of green than the normal shade of green that we're used to seeing the Green Ranger in. But seeing a Dragon Shield on anyone wearing green totally makes like the kid in me start salivating, because I'm like, oh, that's so cool. That is like the coolest thing I've ever seen. And then his cape, it feels great. It looks cool because it's all tattered and stuff, but it would be cool if it had the wire in it to where you could pose it. However, this cape actually kind of rests and lays really nicely on the figure, and the little bit that I posed him with it and moving around with it, it doesn't really inhibit anything, and it kind of stays where you want it. So I think the cape is pretty good, but I'm almost always in favor of a wired cape. But still, I like what we got here too. And then thankfully, on this figure, they managed to give us more of a pronounced morpher on his sash, which is an excellent place for it. Like, it just looks so cool design-wise, but it's got a little bit more detail than what the Turtles figures have on their morphers, which I much prefer this than that, but still, it's very tiny, so there's not a lot you can do there, but this one they did a really good job with. Shredder comes with 4 pairs of hands and 2 slash effects. All right, so now let's take a look at the articulation you're going to get out of Morphed Shredder. So starting at the head, you got 360 at the neck. He can look up just slightly, not really that much at all, because the back of the armor and the helmet kind of impede that a little bit. Actually, a lot of it. And he can look down a decent amount, which is pretty nice, but not too much, because again, the armor and the helmet do hit each other, so that there's not a lot going on there. However, you can get a little bit of side to side, but again, the design of the helmet and the dragon armor is kind of killing the articulation in the neck, but it is definitely there. I think you can see it up there, so it's definitely there. You might just have to work with it, but it's possible. So moving on to the chest, butterfly joint in the chest, which is fantastic. There is 360 possibility at the shoulder. However, the chest piece, or excuse me, the shoulder armor and the chest piece will get in the way of that, so you might not be able to get that done, but it is possible. Like it's available. It's just you just can't really do it. 360 at the bicep. You also get double jointed elbows at the elbow. You got 360 at the wrist, as well as some hinge articulation there as well. Moving on to the chest, you have the rocker in the chest, which is fantastic. Got all kinds of range of motion, front and back, side to side, all the way around. 360, all the anywhere you want to go, this will take you there. And then you got some ab crunch, which mine is very difficult to do for some reason, but it's totally there, as you can see, and so that's awesome. Split range is excellent. You got thigh swivel at the thigh. You got double jointed knees. You got a thigh cut at the, a calf cut at the calf, which is really cool because they have the armor that's right here. And I was like, oh, I don't know if they're going to do that, but they totally did. And that's fantastic. Good on them. And then you got 360 front and back, side to side ankle rocker at the ankle. And that is all the articulation you're going to get out of Morphed Shredder. According to the old TMNT source book for Shredder, Shredder stands around 6'6" and weighs 280 pounds. Not sure if that's with the armor on or not, but still. This figure stands at 7 inches tall and weighs around 4 ounces. Now let's see how he compares to some other figures you might have in your collection. Here they are with the NECA Return to New York Raphael and the NECA 1987 animated series Turtles in Disguise Leonardo. Here they are with the Super 7 TMNT Ultimates Donatello, and the NECA knockoff colored bandana Mirage Comics Michelangelo. Here they are with SH Figuarts Kamen Rider Vice, and SH Figuarts Street Fighter Vega. Here they are with Jada Toys Mega Man, and Figma's Gloria. Here they are with the NECA Mirage Comics Casey Jones, and Splinter. Here they are with NECA's Alf, and Mattel's Masterverse Skeletor. Here they are with the NECA Mirage Comics Shredder and the NECA 1987 animated series Shredder. Here they are with the Power Rangers Lightning Collection Lord Dracon, one of those, and Mighty Morphin Green Ranger. Here they are with the NECA 1990 movie Shredder and the NECA Turtles in Time arcade Shredder. Here they are with Marvel Legends Wolverine and Storm Collectibles Sub-Zero. Here they are with the NECA Mirage Comics Foot Soldier and the NECA 1987 animated series Foot Soldier. So if you couldn't tell, I'm a huge fan of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and I'm also a huge fan of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I grew up in the time where I guess you could call it the Goldilocks era of just really awesome animated series and live action kids programming and things like that. And granted, that's probably very subjective, but nevertheless, for those two properties at least, I would say that that was probably a golden age, if you will. And two of the best suits character designs, whatever you want to call it, from both of those lines have to go to Shredder for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and the Green Ranger from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Both of those suits are just awesome and just, I don't know, they just look really cool. And again, maybe that's very subjective, but I still stand by it. I still think that Shredder's suit looks awesome, and the Green Ranger just still to this day fills me with like a lot of excitement from just how well they executed his arrival on the TV show and portrayed him on the TV show, and then just his suit in general. I guess I'm a big fan. Both of which are cool on their own, but then together they are on another level of coolness entirely. Now, I understand that most of that is due to the inherent coolness of the Dragon Shield. Like I said earlier too, probably, like, you could put the Dragon Shield on almost any character and it'll look awesome, but especially if it's someone wearing green and if it's one of the Zoo Ranger costumes, it'll look amazing. And if you stretch it out and put it on a turtle in an MMPR suit, well, it still does the trick. And apparently, if you put it over the turtle's arch nemesis, you will yet again send the coolness factor through the roof. And that's evident here with Morphed Shredder. Like, I'm just geeking out right now, like looking at pictures of the Dragon Shield and just I don't know, just getting so geeked out. It's so strange, but like, it's a perfect testament to the brilliant design of the suit back in the day that they did. I want to say that I'd love to go back and revisit the first time I saw it, but anytime I see the Green Ranger, I'm made a kid again. And it's a lot to do with that Dragon Shield. And it's executed splendidly here on Morphed Shredder. The colors just really work together very well. And the detail in the gold armor mixed with the paint make it look way fancier than it really needs to. But then again, that credit goes to all the parties involved with this crossover in the books and these figures, taking it seriously and giving it everything that it deserves. And that's what makes projects like this so awesome, when people actually care about what they're doing and they're not just looking at the bottom line or whatever. The soft goods cape is great, like I mentioned, and the wired cape would have made it even better, but still, what we have is nice. The effect parts are cool. They kind of remind me of what Wolverine's claws do in the intro to the 90s X-Men cartoon with like the electricity for some reason. Like, I don't know why that needed that there, but whatever. But it's kind of reminiscent of that. And then there are the hands. Thankfully, we get open hands and we get closed fists. And I'm very thankful for the open hands. But toy companies, I need you to hear my cry. Give us all just one pointing hand. That's it. That's all I need for every action figure. It's just one little extra thing that I gotta imagine it wouldn't cost too much, but what do I know? I don't do action figures for a living. But still, I like that we got the open hands. That's cool, because the open hands just give a little extra life to this figure, and I absolutely love it. And again, he definitely does feel like a Hasbro figure, which if you're not a fan, then chances are you might not like this. But like, honestly, I'm a big fan of the Hasbro 6-inch line of action figures, so this works really well for me. And he feels like a Lightning Collection figure too, so you kind of know what you're getting into. He's around 7 inches tall, so he's a little bit taller than your normal Marvel Legends, but kind of on par with some of the bad guys from the Lightning Collection. And he's such a cool looking figure that despite having so much detail and such a unique look, I think he can still work with your Power Rangers Lightning Collections. Absolutely, just 100% can go with that, because he's designed to do that. But I think he can also go with some of your Marvel Legends if you need to have them fighting Shredder for some reason. And then he can definitely go with a lot of the NECA Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles offerings that they've put out, especially the more comic-based ones. I think he could mesh very well with those figures. So you got a lot of display and photography options with this Shredder, being able to just go with pretty much any line of action figures that you've got that are in a 1/12 scale. So that's really awesome. So overall, I think this figure is more phenomenal. And I can't say enough good things about this bad guy. So if you're a fan of the Shredder and need another figure of him, then you're gonna love this figure, like, hands down. if you're a Power Rangers Lightning Collection collector and need another powerful villain for your villain shelf and for the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers to fight, then Morphed Shredder will certainly fit in nicely there. Or if you're like me and a sucker for anything they put a dragon shield on, then you will not be disappointed with this figure. All right, well, that's going to do it for me today. Thanks so much for watching. If you liked what you saw, hit the like button. If you want to see more from me, hit subscribe and let me know in the comments. Do you love the Shredder? Do you love the Dragon Shield? Were you as geeked out as I was as a kid seeing the Green Ranger and just having your 10-year-old mind blown? Let me know in the comments, what's a character that would not work with the Dragon Shield? I just looked over and I saw my NECA Alf action figure, and I'm like, you know what? He would look good with the Dragon Shield on him. So, I want to know what characters you think could not pull off the Dragon Shield look, because I think it's going to be a short list, I guarantee it, because it's just so inherently cool. And so if you want to hear me talk more about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and a little bit about Power Rangers, check out my podcast, Turtle Soup, where my friend Ryan and I have been talking about the Ninja Turtles for over 10 years, and we've got 300-something episodes right now available for your listening pleasure, where currently we are finishing up the next mutation reviews that we've been doing and are about to start the 2-episode crossover where the Turtles officially first met the Power Rangers in any book or fiction, as far as I know. And yeah, so if any of that sounds like something that you'd be interested in, be sure to head on over to turtlesoupshow.com, where you can find all our episodes. You can search for us wherever you listen to podcasts, or you could just stay right here on YouTube and search for us here, because we have a bunch of our stuff up there, and we usually live stream every Thursday night around 8 p.m. Eastern. So if any of that sounds like a good time to you, then I think you'll have a good time, because we do. So come on over. And until then, else time.